Greetings, Paper Demons. In this video, I'm going to talk about community management. If you run an art RPG or an art community of some kind, you might find this video helpful, or if you're a member of the PaperDemon community and want to understand more about our community guidelines, this could be an interesting video for you. I'm going to talk more about our community guidelines, why they're important to PaperDemon, and why I'm so passionate about these community guidelines. So if you aren't familiar with PaperDemon's community guidelines, I've linked them in the description below. I'm not going to read through it in this video. I'm just going to talk about a little bit of the history, but more so about the logic behind some of the rules that we've set and why we enforce them so strictly within the community. By the way, if you're running an art community of your own, you're welcome to use our community guidelines as a template. So PaperDemon is intended to be a community that caters to neurodiverse people. And there's a lot of diversity within the community of neurodiverse people. We have a lot of people who are trans, queer, people of all races, economic status, religions. As any online community, we have a lot of diversity, but we also have a lot of people who have experienced trauma of some kind. And that's just part of the neurodiverse experience. I don't want to get into detail on that, but we do have a lot of members of the community who have experienced some trauma of some kind. As a kid, I experienced a lot of bullying, and I don't mean just like one bully one year was harassing me. I mean, over multiple years of my childhood, I experienced bullying from kids who were older than me, younger than me, in school, in daycare, in my neighborhood. I had a really hard time connecting with other kids. I just didn't get how to connect with other kids and to make friends. And so it was really rough for me. I felt excluded a lot. I really wanted desperately to have more friends, and I had a really hard time doing that. Fortunately, once I got older, I did come across a group of friends that were also pretty weird and different like me, and I was able to finally fit in and find a belonging. I find people that cared about me, who got me, who understood me, and who I understood. I try not to take that for granted because it's really precious, but the point I'm trying to make is that as a kid, I really had this really rough experience fitting in, and because of that, it severely impacted my self-esteem for many, many, many years. But it was art that really helped me to build some self-confidence because it was something I was good at. I wasn't really good academically in most of my subjects in school, so I didn't really feel particularly intelligent when I was a kid. But art really helped me to gain some self-confidence, and other kids really respected you if you knew how to draw. So art was both an outlet for me and a way for me to kind of grow my confidence in myself. And so that's kind of why I see PaperDemon as a place to really help people, not just as a creative outlet, but to help people who maybe have trouble fitting in elsewhere, find a place where they do fit in, and be able to build their self-confidence. In a way, it's like I'm trying to provide a service that I wish I had when I was younger. A place where I could feel accepted and belong and help build my confidence, and it'd be a fun place to hang out, or I could just not have to worry about making friends or whatever, like being able to make friends and have a good time and feel good about myself. And so my goal with the community is for it to be a place where people really feel included, where if they feel welcome, where they feel encouraged, where it's really positive. We don't allow people to get to bully other people about their characters or things like that. Some of the things that tend to happen on other social media sites, we don't tolerate any of that within our community. And thankfully, we don't really see it that much. We are also really against calling out other people in public because we find that to be behavior that is not productive for the community and creates a lot of stress for those involved. So we're kind of more of a try and take things in a more positive and in some ways, a more professional way of like, let's treat each other with respect. Let's communicate with others in a way that is respectful towards one another, rather than the same way that others communicate online or in other spaces or other social media sites. The modes of behavior that exist on other social media sites just don't fly within our community, and that's because a lot of what is allowed and permitted to happen elsewhere really creates a lot of anxiety for a lot of people. So I'm actually quite happy with the community guidelines as they're written now. We've made some changes to them over the years as some tough situations have come up. We've had to make some revisions, add some additional detail as needed, because, sometimes you can't anticipate certain things happening. You think that the way that the rules are written are clear enough that they're going to set the tone for how people should behave, but unfortunately sometimes people still will do things that are inappropriate but not specifically outlined in the community guidelines, so you gotta spell things out more. Although I would think that all you really have to say is treat others with respect and that be it. I think some additional nuance can be really helpful. Unfortunately, sometimes you also have to make tough decisions, because sometimes people will break those community guidelines and you have to decide, okay, do I temporarily have some sort of consequence for them for breaking this rule, or do I completely remove them from the community? And that's a really tough call to make, that sometimes we have to exclude people because they're not able to communicate in a respectful way and a positive way with other members of the community. So unfortunately, that's one of the things that has to happen. But on a more positive note, one of the things that's really amazing about the PaperDemon community is how I've seen artists come in who are really struggling with their self-confidence and their art, and they're having a really rough art block. And they're able to overcome that because the community is so positive and encouraging that they have a positive impact on those people, and they're able to start drawing again when they haven't been able to draw for months. So I do really feel like the community as a whole is working well. I mean, as with any community, we have our challenges that we have to work through, but I'm really proud of the fact that so many people have had a positive experience with the community and have been able to overcome their creative challenges and get support. I hope you found this video interesting. If you're not already a member of the PaperDemon community, join today. It's free. There's a link below in the description, as well as a link to our Discord server where you can chat with other members of the community, get encouragement, and get motivated to create. If you're not familiar with PaperDemon's Art RPG, it's a game where you draw your original characters on adventures through the Paperverse, earn loot and XP for every drawing you create, and defeat monsters and art block. Please be sure to check it out. There's a link for that in the description below. If you have a topic that you'd like us to cover on this YouTube channel, please let us know in the comments below. Thank you so much and have a lovely day.